Yes, we are back. Back again in Train Sim World 6, back again on the Northeast Corridor Metro North route, where I'm here at Yankees East 153rd Street. I think that's where I am. Shame there isn't a sign around telling me that. I'm going to be taking an M3, which is just over there, I'm pointing, into Grand Central, and then we're going to do trains that aren't the M8 in and out of Grand Central. Another different look at this map. For those watching on the YouTubes, hello. Howdy. You okay? Oh. Well, I'm sure that'll heal up. There'll be links in the doobly-doo below to where you can get this route. There'll be a link down there to the Twitch page where you can watch me live on the Twitchy, and a link down there to the Discord server as well. Good evening to Trent, good evening to Tiger, whose eyesight is working perfectly, to Sim, to Stokey, to McBone, and yes, that's many of the things. So yeah, I'm late, so I better get on board the train. And we're going from here to Grand Central. I'll get back in my cupboard and hide away from the passengers. We'll put that back on. We will sit down because we're now 3 minutes late, which is going well. Let's close the doors. That's many, Tiger. Right, stop at Harlem 125th. So let's get going. Providing we can. Yes, we can. Okay, so I think we're on a different bit of the track that I've not been on before. This is a spur. So we're north of where we normally go. What if I can have a quick look at the thing? Yeah. So this is a little spur up here, and we go down here. So I haven't done this bit of the track before. So I thought I'd jump straight in with the train rather than the menu thing, because I want to try and get the M7, the M3, maybe the Acela, see if we can do a few different trips in and out of Grand Central on this final look for a while at Metro North. But definitely am liking this route / route if you're American. So now we join the main track then, I'm guessing at this point. Hi Jammers. There are trains. And we got a 35 limit then. Indeed, Sim. Starting to question Pats, but you know. I'm heading towards the train. Should I be concerned? We're all good. I'm guessing that's waiting for me. Oh no, that's obviously going where I've just come from. So have some electric action tonight, because next video, for those watching on YouTube, or next Saturday video, yeah, will be some diesel action in an evening of HSTs, which for those watching live will be tomorrow. You like my no train video? I think you saw 3 trains in that video. Next week's is busier. This is busy. Was it 2? So is it stopping and then 1 passing through? Was that all it was? That was a quiet one then. A 3rd at the end. There you go. So 3. Yeah, some people obviously didn't watch it to the end then, did they? Hopefully those people watch to the end of one of them that's coming out in the next 5 weeks. I can't remember which one. We shortly be arriving at Harlem 125th Street. Yeah, doing good, Jammers. Tuesday is done. Tuesday's gone. Tuesday's gone. I got a cover version of that by Metallica, live at the garage or something, which is flipping awesome. One passing, one stopping one direction, one stopping at the end. There you go, see? I see. So this is Tiger making excuses. See, at the beginning of the stream, Tiger was pronouncing his undying love for me. Now he couldn't even be bothered to watch a 10-minute video. We have arrived at Harlem 125th Street. The doors are opening. We are slightly late, which could be interesting then as we try and come into Grand Central. It explains Pat's eyesight issue. It does indeed. You may see the Flying Scotsman in one of my upcoming train watch videos. Right, doors locking. Alright, 3.5 miles to Grand Central, track F for 4. There may be a train watching from this very station coming up. Spoiler. Right, let's get going. So yeah, we've done routes up and down on the M8 for those that have just joined. So tonight I'm going to do trains that aren't the M8. So the M3, the M7, the Acela, and then we'll see what else we can do that confuses me. So if you've got the layering on, which is important, then this will show what you can do. And I've got the mod in for this as well, which stops the nannying. Well, it should stop it on the Harlem line. So in theory, it should stop them on this. Doesn't take much to confuse an old person like me. Thank you. Look forward to these streams all day. Come on here and get abused. No wonder I cry after each stream. I can't remember, these go in and to the right, don't they? So these, I mean, we go down or do we go up? We'll find out when we go into Grand Central. It's either up or down. Up and down. Up and down. Would you like a hug? You've got no idea. That's a whole different conversation. You look forward to this. I've said before, I really look forward to these streams. I really do. I kind of missed you all last night. That's a tunnel. It's quite tunnely. Although I was watching Paradise last night, holy crap! One of the episodes in that, every minute of every day, Tiger. One of the episodes in that is up there with one of the best episodes of any TV show I have ever watched. It actually made me, I'm not saying scared, but made me think. I'm not going to spoil it for those that haven't watched the show, but it was like, holy crap. There was an undercurrent, like, bass beat to the whole episode, which was just, Anyway, we are shortly be arriving at the stopping at the Grand Central. Hello, Michael. Yeah, it gets better. I am braking. Braking is happening. Hello, Michael. We missed you. Welcome back. And Michael, 66 of the months for a slight break that would allow. Thank you, Michael. We are now slightly... What? Words? No, slightly shortly. Shortly slightly. Fliddly flutenflum. Arriving soon at Grand Central. No announcers on this because this is the Harlem Line train. But beep, braking. More braking. It's more braking. It's supposed to be a 20-minute route. This isn't going to take 20 minutes, is it? Because it's there is where we're going. If I went to Grand Central Station, I think I need to train myself to not getting lost. I imagine it's quite an impressive station to visit. A bit like that though, probably Americans come here and think like Paddington's impressive and King's Cross and Waterloo, that one. But they're probably nothing compared to these. And it's my USA trip, or the one I'm never going to do in my life. Right, there is a red. We are going via. They are also name of a train company, Grand Central. Yes, you're going to do it. Nah, I won't. As I've always said, it's not a trip I want to do alone. And as of someone that's destined to be alone, I won't be doing it. Slowly-ing. So I have seen the red. The red is approaching me. Oh no, I am approaching the red. We will be stopping at the red light. I do have a really interesting question. Well, ask it then. It's fine. It's what I'm here for. You can ask your question. I may decide not to answer it, but you can ask it. Or we're going down the slope. Take Pat to America and shove him in a Blue Oyster Club and leg it. In fact, he's never been clubbing. That got blocked by the mod, and I now can't scroll down to see it. So I don't know what that question was. There we go. Out all the game out. What? That's a yellow. Out of most, what? Most of your streams is Contact Sim. Contact Sim? Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say there, Jammers. And handily, the bot caught that because of the word contact. If you want to maybe choose Sim Gaming. I've always been into Sim Gaming. I used to play the original Microsoft Train Simulator, the original Microsoft Flight Sim. I played 18 Wheels of Steel American Trucking and those years and years ago on the original PCs. So I've always had an interest in sim gaming. I don't know how I got watching the annoying furry one. Did I start this first? No, I think because before Twitch was Twitch, it was called Justin.tv, wasn't it? So it wasn't Twitch. And the guy I used to watch, the tech guy, Twit.tv, that I was really into, he used to stream on Justin.tv live. He did a couple of the tech shows live. So he was then, he had a live streaming rig with lots of SIM cards in it and was live streaming from NIS, or it's called. So was then streaming on Justin.tv. That then became Twitch. So I had an account set up that then became a Twitch account, and then ended up finding the furry one, who was doing the trucking thing on a Sunday night, which now you're not allowed to talk about. And then he was doing ETS2, and then he was doing OMSI. And then when I got made single, again, I should have I made myself single. I was looking for something to do online, wanted to do some gaming, joined a Google Plus page group that was doing Assetto Corsa, and yada yada yada. I then got encouraged to do OMSI and ETS2, because I think one of my early comments was that you get ignored by the furry one, and it was like, well, you think you can do better, do better. And here I am. Alright, in we come to Grand Central. On time, because I'm a professional. Yeah, it wasn't gaming for me, so it was tech. I've always been into tech, and this guy's still going. Twit.tv, a guy called Leo Laporte. I watched him from when, years and years ago, and he still does like shows like Windows Weekly, Tech News Today. I think is still going. He does. He used to do like a Sunday panel type chat about the week's tech, and I still think he does a radio show, a weekly radio show on a Saturday or Sunday, where people can ring in, as the Americans like to do, with their tech questions, and he streams that live on the internet. So you see him doing the radio show. So he's talking to people. He's doing in the ad breaks. He's talking to people in the studio. I just found it really interesting. Yeah, thanks, Chow. I've always said how I got started in this and why I did it, and a lot of people know that the reasonings that I like the channel still staying small and the group still staying small, and I'm glad it has. Yeah, that got star sim. Yeah, twit.tv was around before Twitter. Right, so that little quick route is done. And before Twitch. Right, so before I start off with an M3 then, now we'll leave Grand Central. We'll maybe look at the M7 and leave Grand Central. I want to try and do a couple of the routes that aren't standard things in this. So the M8, basically. Around night. Okay, so that was the M3. So now we'll do the M7, which is layering. Around night, thank you for that. 6 of the months. Thank you indeed. You can no longer say that it's an accident when it gets that far. So if you've got the Harlem line installed, you'll get the M7 routes and the M3. If you've got the Boston Sprinter, or actually the ACS comes with a standard anyway. If you've got Morristown or New York Trenton installed, you'll get the AMP46. If you've got Boston Sprinter, you'll get the Acela. If you've got Morristown or New York Trenton, you'll get the cab car, which is the reverse of the other one. And then that comes with the Stanford one as well. So let's do M7 now. So we will leave Grand Central. Is that the only place it goes to then? Hang on, we'll go to the Botanical Garden this time then. But it doesn't, does it? I think it only goes as far as... So we want one to go into Yankees then, don't we? So we want to go back to where we just came from. There we go. We'll go back to where we just came from. We'll take a non-stop run then in the M7. Is everyone annoying Trent? We agree with that. keep doing it. XTC, that's a Swindon band. Senses working over. Don't annoy you. Will you annoy us? Right, key into forward. Charge brakes. How much? How much rent we should charge them? There we go. Marker lights on. Wipers off. Headlights into tiger position. Dim. So yeah, so M7 this time. Going back to where we just came from. Then we'll do an Acela route, because that will be a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Oh, don't you stay. We've got the window. We have a window. We will open the window. Okay. Wait until 1421. Okay. Your ears are bleeding. Stick your fingers in them. There might be a llama in my living room, but they have an elephant by the train track. Look, it's guarding the track, because we know elephants are good guard. I said dogs. Elephants are good guard elephants. Because no one's going to break into your house if you've got an elephant in the front garden, are they? So hang on a minute. Person's got an elephant in their front garden. Good manure for the roses. I listened to those songs at lunchtime, the ones I put in the Discord yesterday from the show. I was listening to those at lunchtime. They're so good. After watching Tom Scott's forensics video, which is quite interesting. That's loud. Turn that down a bit. There we go. You love how moody they are. What, elephants? Are elephants moody? I suppose you can get a moody elephant. Sometimes elephants have a bad day. The songs. Oh, songs about elephants. Nelly the elephant packed the trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with the trumpety trump, 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 trump. That's what I just sung, that. You love that song. What, the Toy Dolls version? That was rather good. Oh, Lily the Pink. See, there were some weird songs. Focus by Hocus Pocus came on the radio the other day. They all must have been really high when they when they wrote that. Alright, we are making our way out of Grand Central, a rather busy Grand Central. Also, we went to Wuppertal. Well, Nico didn't bother getting up for. That was tested with an elephant on it, so we know we'd have been safe. Right, the next stop is Harlem, 125th Street, track 1. When we eventually get out of here, we gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing I ever do. I hope we get more lines coming in and out of here. or coming in and out of Penn. Where is the exit and can we leave? It's over there. I was pointing. I can give you the combination to the padlock. Will you stop doing that? No, it's not that. We are leaving 69420. Could be. What was that from? Hong Kong Fooey. Oh god, that no. 26. I will shortly have a speed increase. It's definitely a slow exit out of Grand Central. Pennsylvania 65000. No, I thought it was 8008 135. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll charge you for the text and then totally ignore you. Right, let's get out of here. Right, hopefully on the next one we can do a longer route back into Grand Central. I don't know how far out the Acela will start. Hopefully out at Stamford. I think I've seen him at Stamford. We will find out. Streams coming up tomorrow night. More Train Sim World 6. Yes, I know. This time some HST action. Because of the upcoming HST Farewell Tour DLC that's coming out on Thursday. Going to be spending the evening tomorrow in various liveried HSTs on the Riviera line and on the Great Western Express. So we'll do a different livery on each run tomorrow night, see if we can get 3 or 4 of them done. So that's tomorrow. Thursday night is more Contractville. Looking forward to that. Friday night is Ships at Sea. Saturday night is Bingo. Sunday lunchtime back on the farm. And then more things back next week. Bubbles is Peppa Pig. We will shortly be coming into the daylight. Walk into the light. Ta-da! That's a train. You can sleep, it might die at any time. That's the best offer I've had in a while, Michael. Yes, there is a train watching 10 minutes coming up at some point. I can't remember when, from Harlem 125th Street. And it's at night. M8 coming the other way. By the time it goes out on YouTube, now it's probably already been out. Who am I kidding? No one will get this far on YouTube. It's certainly better having that mod in that stops a stupid nannying alarm. There's one for the M8 and there's one for the Harlem line for the M7 and the M3 as well. That makes it so much nicer. I've survived St Paul's in Bristol at night. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Well, it says I've got. I'm confused because it says I've got it in Steam. I think it's not a new game. I think it's just City Transport Sim with an update. Because I've got City Transport Sim, I've played that. I tried playing the original one last weekend and it wouldn't let me. So I think they've just updated it. So I haven't got any plans to stream it, but I might put out on a... No, I'll put out on a video because I've already chosen my C video for my series. Right, doors are locking. We make our way then back to Yankees. I'm guessing now. this might be a bit bloody obvious, right? I'm guessing Yankees East 153rd Street is where Yankee Stadium is. So I'm guessing services must run here all the time. I wonder if the stadium's actually modelled in the game. We'll have a look when we get there. We will see. These are Yankees East 152nd station and all numbers before 153rd. See, 2 questions. You're pushing it now. You can't ask any more questions now. You've used your limit. That's it. Next stream, no questions, because you've used the limit for the next stream on this stream. 1 question a stream, that's it. Right, across the bridge we go. It says on mine you don't have the game. Well, how have I got it installed? I was joking, jammers. It's humour. I can see it. Installed locally. City Transport Simulator 2026. The Yankee Stadium is coming up on the right-hand side. Everyone please look out the right-hand window. You'll see some Yankees. Beep. Question, is Steve being sarcastic? No. How do we counter his sarcastic comments? I'm never sarcastic. See how people end up hating me. My humour does border on sarcasm. Well, I say border on sarcasm. Round and round and round we go. That's why I said this when I was very young and naive and was a quiet little kitten. I said to a customer once that I'd save them 2p, and the way I said it didn't come across as the way that my boss would have got away with saying it, because I was copying my boss. The customer then grabbed me and pulled me across the counter. You learn very quickly after that how to say things. Right, we are now arriving at the Yankees East 153rd Street. Oh, I've had things thrown at me. I've been called all the effing jeffing names under the sun. You just deal with it and move on. That was just today. So this line carries on. And you can tell that by the way that it... Wow! Hang on. Hang on, that's not worked, has it? Because I can't see... I need to... Hang on a minute. Well, there's a football ground. I can hear voices faintly. But I can't see what I would describe as... I'm guessing it's baseball, isn't it? If I turn the volume up. There's faint clapping. So I would have thought that had been Yankee Stadium. It's just past the football ground. Right, so it's over there, then we can't get... Yeah, so it's beyond the football ground. Okay. Okay, so not modelled. That's a shame. Is it the passengers on the platform clapping at me for stopping at the platform? I'm professional. Nothing but pure professionalism. Charm, good looks, professionalism. I know. Right. So we've done the M3 and done the M7. Let's have a look at the Acela then. Stamford to... Oh, hang on. This could be interesting. Stamford into Penn. Oh. Okay. Colour me intrigued. So that's going to go into Penn Station rather than Grand Central. It is odd that they put Penn Station on this as well as Grand Central, considering the M8 only runs into Grand Central. Right, unlock doors. Give it some volumes. Rouse into forward. Which side am I unlocking doors on? That side? Holy crap!
56 of the months. To think that should be doubled, I really need help.
It should be doubled because, well, you were not saying that. Anyway, thank you, Liam. 56 of the months, indeed. Right. Throttle. Brake. Little knob. Brake valve is passenger. Ditch lights. Front headlights are on full. That's loud. Turn that down. So yes, we're now in an Acela service. Stopping at, well, non-stop to New York Penn. Okay, it's a 50-minute non-stop run then. But it does the Acela. Have we got a window? That looks dangerous. I can hit my head on that. Okay, that's fine. We're going to Penn. So we're here at Stamford. which is right at the end. So rather than come down here into Grand Central, where the rest of them are coming in and out of, we're coming down here into Penn. So that means we've got to come all the way around here and in. So could be an interesting run, although we're not stopping at all. We will sit back, relax, and enjoy the scenery. Locked doors. There was no red lights. Well, I think it'll be busy. I don't think it's not going to be a flat out run. So 31 miles. Hang on. Okay. There doesn't seem to be any forward traction. There still doesn't seem to be any forward traction. Okay, brakes are on. Okay, so there's a problem. Reverse in forward, cruise control's off, throttle's ready, brakes in full service. That's passenger. Headlights full. Okay. Tilting. Timetable. That's timetable light. Cab light. Don't want that. We'll go over here. Cab heater, no. Skin temperature. Wiper. Doobly doobly doo. Pants up. I'm not wearing any. No, my pants are up. So we should be good. So automatic brakes. So release the brakes. And nothing. If I set the cruise control, hang on. There doesn't seem to be any. No, reverses in forward. No, there's no change in. We're rolling backwards. Why are you not going? There must be something. So, pantograph's up. Key is in. Brakes on passenger. Headlights fine. Ditch light, don't worry about that. Snow brake, don't worry, door open, that's fine. No motion. Parking brake is on release. No, there's nothing else as to why we shouldn't be. So throttle's off. Let's put a brake in emergency and then release it again. Did I complete the training? I don't know if I've ever done a training in this. Right, so brakes are releasing. You can. There we go. We have movement. That's noise. I don't know what that was. That's an annoying noise. We shut the windows. Okay then. We finally got it going. It's a run into New York Penn. Someone turned the Hoover on. That's definitely a weird motor noise, isn't it? So a 45 limit, then a 70 limit. How's this going to take 50 minutes to do 31 miles unless it's all at like 40 miles an hour? But surely we should be on the high speed. We're not stopping. I reckon it's going to be slow on the way round. Be interesting to see, because I'm done in Jamaica, isn't it? That's in the New York Penn bit. That's generally a busy station, so I wonder if that's modelled in this. I haven't really been round there on this route, so we'll see what happens when we get round there. Yeah, it's giving me 44. Whoa, that's a lot of text. Oh god, yeah, I forgot it's Michael. It's the cooling fans. Of course, it's got a separate brake as well. I've got to pull the other lever. Why do Americans call it a lever? It's a lever. Okay, see now the brakes. Now the brakes are still... The brakes haven't released now. Oh, so I watch a few American automotive channels, and they call it a chassis. No, it's a chassis. It's not a chassis, it's a chassis. Oh, I'm going to get the chassis painted. No, you stupid American. Yeah, I've got no power now. Oh, there we go. Okay, so wow. Okay, so you've got to put the power all the way to off before you can engage it again. Swindo. Swindo? Where's Swindo? Hang on, we got a 50 limit. So I was hoping this was going to be a stopping service, but it doesn't seem to be. Hang on. Oh god, brakes are at full service. Don't want to do that. You must go to Swindo. I'd like to go to Swindo. It sounds like an interesting place. I still don't know how it's going to take this long. How is it going to take 42 minutes to do 28 miles now? Is it just going to... I'm intrigued to when we get to the bottom bit of what is the the Stamford Metro North. This line. That's because I'm driving. Thank you. There's a chance I'll arrive on time. It's a bonus to arrive alive. It's even more of a bonus to arrive on time. A small chance. It's not about the size of your chance. Right, I'm going to have a jelly baby. Just to warn you, if I mute the microphone for 5 minutes. It's fine. I survived. The jelly baby has been consumed. So we're doing a mile a minute. It's 27 miles. It should be 27 minutes at 60 miles an hour. Okay, I'm a little bit speeding now. Have a few more. No, because I haven't got any more. I've got to ration myself. I normally, in all fairness, I normally only have 1 or 2 a stream because I forget about them. I forget to drink as well in most streams. I don't drink enough. So the line itself isn't that busy out here. But it does get busier the further south we go. If Tiger was a jelly baby, I'll bite his head off. Leave his lifeless body. Like, haha. Chainsaw, Michael. That's your implement of choice. I'm sure we're going to get a bit of this tomorrow in the HSTs. Not so much on the Plymouth to Exeter, because it stops a few times, doesn't it? What I might try and do is see if I can find a stopping service and maybe do the Paignton to Exeter as well, because London to Reading is just going to be London to Reading. Yeah, there's no track motion, is there? There's nothing going over the points. You've got no audio for it going over the points. Even now I'm speeding a little bit. Hi, Stu. It's not as... Yeah, you're right. It's not as immersive as the other ones. Maybe it's a hover train. So, well, I want to tick off the train, so we'll get it into New York Penn. We'll maybe speed a little tiny bit so we can do some other stuff as well. So we've got a 70 now anyway, as we make our way in. But I'm interested to see, because we're coming down here. This is the bit where you split off to go to Grand Central down here. So we've got to come all the way down this bit as well, and then come all the way around into New York Penn. So that's going to get fairly busy, or should get fairly busy, as we get closer. Yeah, it's definitely a bit lacking in like movement. It's not as clickety clacky as the Medway Valley. What train is it? The Acela Express from Boston Sprinter. I think that's quite an old route. I think that's probably why. No, you're beyond help. Yeah, we've got a 70, a 50, a 45, a 50, a 70. So if we just stick at this sort of speed. Can I turn up Scound? There's not a lot going on, but there you go. Got to be careful, because if I go outside, it gets louder. No, Sim. It's basically new paint jobs and new timetables. Which is why they got the price wrong originally. I think it's $12.99. I like to see the HSTs trundling about, because it adds them in on... What? Does it add them in? Almost need to compare... I hadn't thought about that. I should be... Is it just existing? No, it did say there are new timetable runs. But yeah, some of the liveries are quite... Well, I've only done a trip in one of them. The one livery I've used so far is actually quite nice. Right, we've got 22 miles to go, and we've got 35 minutes to get there, and we're about to enter an 80 zone. What's going to slow us down at the end? Or is this just that the timetable timings of the timetable with the times of the timetable have been timetabled incorrectly, so the times of the timetable aren't up to the right time, or maybe not on the right timetable. There's a big queue of trains. There could be. There isn't much coming the other way, but again, it's quiet up here anyway. So it's not until we get further south that it does get busier. Okay, I'm going to bring a little bit of speed in. Because we're under speed now. We're about to get into the 80. I've been in a library for ages. Need to get a need a bookstore with a glass box in the basement. What's a library? God, I remember going to the library. I used to read a lot of books. And last went on holiday, proper holiday. I used to go out in the morning. Even when actually last proper holiday I had was the February before COVID. So literally a month before COVID, I was down in the New Forest. And went out for a walk in the mornings for a couple of hours, came back, and then for a couple of days I basically just chilled out on the sofa in the caravan with a book, and it's just so relaxing. Really must have a proper holiday. Right, yeah, we've got 19 miles to go, and it's saying we've got 32 minutes to get there. Obviously, yeah, slightly speeding in places, but now I'm under the speed limit. We've got 2.2 miles and we got a 70. Where are we on the map? We are there. So we're not. So when we go through New Rochelle, then we fork off to the left and head towards New York Penn. I miss reading books. I like reading, but I've got them all actually. James May's books are basically just the columns that you put in the paper, and I used to buy Clarkson's ones all the time as well. I remember on one of the trips to Spain, on the way back, I basically just laid on the bed in the cabin reading one of the Harry Potter books and just binge watched it. Binge read it. Not binge watched it, and just sit and watch the book, because that doesn't go in. I know Trent does a lot of reading. I just don't get the time to read now. Reading, that's near London. It is. Right, so we've got 70, a 50, a 45, a 50, a 45, and a yellow. So we'll maintain this speed. Basically what I want to do is try and get into New York Penn. And then we'll do one of the other trains coming out. This train, I've got to say, this train's quite boring. I can see why. I'm not going to rush back and do Boston Sprinter anytime soon. So I'm guessing this wouldn't have actually stopped at Stamford. So they've just done it to stop at Stamford, so you've got a station to start at. This wouldn't actually have... God, we've got a 100 limit coming up. Well, yeah, it's down to the line though, isn't it? It's down to the... Hang on, I've got a button mapped for the wipers. Yeah, ha-ha! See? I'm not as stupid as Pat looks. Sometimes, just because the train's a high-speed train, you're restricted by line speed. and other traffic, so you've got to keep your speed down to fit in around other things. You don't look stupid. Yes, you do. Yeah, it did. So I watched a video on that, the history of the Eurostar, and yeah, it basically had to go slow originally. Crushing criticism from one so handsome. You really need help, Tiger. I do like the Eurostar. Right, so we've got 70 here, then an 80, then 100. Has there been any more news on when the Grand Tour's back with Train Spotty weirdo person that everyone's going to watch one episode and never watch any more? He's just so annoying. I tried watching one of his YouTube videos. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Right, so we now on the... Yeah, we are. We're now on the line that comes down and then joins on all the way around here to the busy bit then as we come round into Penn. I like Chris Harris. Notice how they're all doing... Who's the one that does the YouTube, the Auto Trader reviews on YouTube now? It's like, yeah, you were a Top Gear presenter and now you're doing Auto Trader YouTube. Yeah, I think it's that expectation with the Grand Tour, isn't it? That was the problem that Top Gear had. I've said this before, that Top Gear failed after the trio left because they tried to be the trio, and every iteration of it failed. Unfortunately, I think the Grand Tour is going to go the same. Rory Reid, that's the one. I think the Grand Tour is going to go the same way, in that people are going to tune in and then go, oh, it's not them. And then they'll watch one episode or part of an episode and go, that's it, done. And I think it's one of those things where they've literally got one episode, and that first episode needs to be epic. And even in interviews where the Grand Tour, not the Grand Tour, where Top Gear came back, they all say that first series was dire because it was just trying to be a different kind of magazine show, which is what the old Top Gear was. They all did their own pieces. Yes, they had the idea of the track. They had Jason Dorr doing the used car reviews and prices and stuff, trying to be an informative show. And it was only when they did that first cheap car challenge thing that they realised that it worked with them all together, that it became something different. And I think the new Grand Tour almost needs to not follow the same format as the old Grand Tour. Right, so we've still got 11 miles to go, and it's saying we've got 25 minutes to get there. But again, that's the thing round night. It's which one's James May, which one's Richard Hammond, which one's Jeremy Clarkson. That's what you think. In an interview with one of them, I can't remember which one of them it was, I think it might have been Clarkson, talking about should Top Gear come back, and yes, it should, because actually it might have been Hammond. Yes, it should, because I think people want that sort of show, but it needs to reinvent itself. It needs not to be on a test track. It needs not to have the celebrities. It needs not to have the adventures. And to be honest, and I know a lot of YouTube channels do that, and don't forget, a lot of people out there don't watch YouTube. There's a lot of people, not saying of my generation, but there's a lot of people out there that they don't watch car YouTube. They don't watch that sort of thing. Car magazines and stuff aren't really a thing. So where do they go to be able to go, right, I need a new car, I want it to do X, Y, and Z. I don't know if I want hybrid. I don't know if I want an electric car. I don't think I need a diesel. I don't know what make I want. I want a good warranty. What it needs is a proper car show, a proper magazine car show, as Fifth Gear used to be, and Top Gear sort of was at the beginning, where, you know, we've got 3 cars from the family segment. We're going to test them against each other and let you know which we think is the best. I think that sort of car show on the BBC, for as long as the BBC lasts, would be good. What I think, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened, could you imagine if Netflix did something like that? If Netflix went, right, we're doing a car show. People would, I know Netflix's revenue stream's different, but people would watch a proper car show. Right, 8 miles away. It's definitely not the most exciting bit of track down here towards New York Penn. Because I watch a lot of car review videos, but you watch them like that, the new Honda, which is sexy. But you watch it for the one video. You watch the review of the car, right? But how does that compare to, like, how does that new Honda compare to the Hyundai Insta, compare to the BYD Dolphin Surf, whatever it's called? You know, unless you go searching on the internet to see if someone's done a comparison between those 3, you don't know. So having some sort of car show like that will go, right, these are the 3 cheapest. I know some YouTube channels have done it, but these are the 3 cheapest electric cars you can buy in the UK. We're going to put all 3 of them to the test, go through the good, the bad, and show you our opinion of which one we think you should buy. Well, yeah, and Netflix is a bit like that. And the problem is, I think Netflix, they've only got so much money, isn't it? That's the issue. It doesn't run on ad revenue yet. So they're relying on the subscription money, and they want to keep things fresh. So they can see who's watching the shows, and they can see when the viewing figures die off. And then they axe a show and bring in something new to keep your interest. And the problem is, it's our fault. I'm guilty of it. I'm constantly looking for new shows because, right, current shows, there's nothing out this week of the current shows. Right, well, what's new? Whereas before, we'd be content with the fact that you knew once a year you'd be getting a new series of this, and you waited for it. Now we all want the new thing, and we're all too impatient. Right, we're still 6 miles out from New York Penn, and it still says we've got 20 minutes to get there. The thing is, how long before terrestrial TV dies? I think streaming services now know where their money is. You know, you're getting HBO Max now as part of your Virgin TV or Sky package, because they know they're going to get people viewing those channels. You know, how many people in the community have found The Pit, for example, that they wouldn't have normally watched, and because they're watching that on HBO Max, and there's ad revenue from that, they're making money. So you're watching something you wouldn't normally have watched. They're getting ad revenue. I can see in my lifetime the BBC gone. I reckon the BBC's probably got a decade and it'll be gone. Because less and less people are probably watching TV. It'd be interesting to see the amount of people that watch TV live, because I don't think that's a thing anymore. There's probably the older generation that will watch stuff still, you know, EastEnders is 8 o'clock or whatever time it is, so they'll watch it when it's on. We got a wheel slip at 48 miles an hour. I don't watch anything. Even I don't watch much on terrestrial TV anyway. I put, you know, QI on when I go to bed, but that's on BBC iPlayer, and I basically just go through the whole series and start again from the beginning. Grand Designs, I love Grand Designs on Channel 4, but I watch it on 4OD. I don't watch anything live. When stuff comes out on Amazon, yeah, you'll watch it the day it releases maybe, but not the minute it releases, because that's done differently. I have heard that not the Grand Tour, Clarkson's Farm, when that releases, is going to be a 4-2-2. So 4 episodes 1 week, 2 the week after, 2 the final week. That was the interview with Andy Willman. Yeah, sports you watch live, because you've got to, really, haven't you? But everything else is on demand. Perhaps I should stop streaming live. I should just be here on demand. I don't think I've been over this bridge. I don't remember this bridge. This isn't in the Harlem line. Because Harlem comes down here, doesn't it? And goes off up there. So this is new. Getting it back to trains. I think, say the advantage of this is, for me and you, is that interaction, isn't it? It's the two-way conversation thing. Which again comes back to the community thing as well then. There's a train sim stream. I don't know what it is sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's loud. Lost One playing. A couple of capitals in there would probably help breaking up, because I was looking at that for a second going, what the heck? But thanks for the follow. Right, we're 4.8 miles out. We've got 15 minutes to get there. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Are we gonna no, forgot the next line. We're gonna do what they say can be done. There we go. Beep. You live alone. This is my way of feeling like I have a conversation. Same for me. I don't really talk to a lot of people at work. It's the only job I've had where I don't really have like conversation at work. So, which is why I look forward to the streams. Because when I finish this, the next person I'll talk to is probably say good morning to someone at work. I'll say over Christmas we hit the London meetup thing, didn't we? And the next person I had a face-to-face conversation with was when I went back to work 2 weeks later. The joys of being alone. Right. Braking. Aha, I see trains. Finally, there are other trains. The last person I spoke to was amazing. I'm intrigued now as to where we are. So is this before? No, I think Jamaica's round here, isn't it? So Jamaica comes up from here and then up and in. So this is after Jamaica. Oh, I speak to a lot of people at work, but don't really have conversations. It's not like places I used to work where you'd go in and chat about life and everything. I don't even discuss, people don't even ask me, what you do in the weekend or what did you do the weekend. I did when I was off in February, there was or where you're going, and then when I came back it was, do you enjoy it, what did you get up to, and so that's the one thing I miss from not having someone important in my life, is that daily conversation that I used to have and the daily communication and having someone to talk to go, life's good and work's crap and this person's a pain in the arse, and one day someone will run into my life again. We should see. Oh, people come around, stand around by my bloody desk and talk. They were discussing something about a project today when I was trying to watch a video. It's like, really? Right, so 2.7 miles to New York Penn. Oh, I did. I used to get, our ex-comrade used to message me every morning. I used to get a phone call every morning when I was on the way to work. We'd have a phone call like some point during the day, and some evenings at 5 o'clock I'd get in the car, my phone would ring. And it's just really nice just to be able to, not say vent at someone, but to have someone go, how was your day? So obviously I tried the dating thing, and they're just weirdos out there. We will see what the future holds. Right, in the tunnels then. 2.4 miles to New York Penn. It's definitely not busy, is it, this bit? So I'm wondering if the full timetables come over from Harlem to this route. It's certainly busier on the Grand Central side than it is on the New York Penn side for this. So hopefully the next train we do will take out of Grand Central. Yeah, we got green, we're okay. We got greens, we got yellows. We're definitely 10 minutes early. Okay, I was speeding for a little bit, but not by 10 minutes. I can hear other trains in the tunnels. don't know what else we got coming up. Route-wise, I don't know if there's anything else this month. I can't remember. I was sent the message. So I know also we got the HST Farewell Pack on Thursday, which is releasing at $12.99, which gives you stuff for Great Western Express Remastered and the Riviera line. I don't know if there's anything releasing next week. If there is, I will be sure to do it. If not, I think we've had our run of America for a while. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff for the HST pack. I might actually, I don't really do scenarios, do I? We'll have a look, see what time we get tomorrow. I got a video coming out on YouTube in a few weeks' time doing a run in one of the liveries. Streams coming up, by the way. Tomorrow night, the HST Farewell Pack, previewing that because that releases on Thursday. Thursday night is some more Contractville. I'm looking forward to that. I really am. Friday night is Ships at Sea. May even let you play some tunes with that one this Friday while we're bobbing about in boats. Saturday night we got some bingo, and then Sunday lunchtime back on the farm doing the farming type thing. You watch the Train Sim World live stream. I can't do it. I just can't. There's just something. I just can't do it. Right, in we come then to New York Penn. Well, good thing is we got enough time to be able to do a couple more runs in something else. We've done the Acela, tick. Won't be rushing back to that again. Presenter was really annoying. Well, I'm really annoying. Flipped a coin to see who was more annoying. I know I'm not to everyone's liking, and I know to some people I do come across as annoying, because sometimes I'm quite blunt. There are definitely two sides of me, which is why everyone that ever gets close to me ends up hating me. Anyway, that's a whole different discussion. We are now arriving at New York Penn as opposed to New York Pencil. That's the next station over. New York Crayon is just around the corner. I watched a video on YouTube the other day showing you how they made pencils. It was actually quite interesting. There's one of those flicking around on YouTube on Sunday night, I think it was. It's like, what random things can I watch on YouTube? Oh, there's a video on how you make pencils. That'll do. This looks interesting. I'll give that a watch. Right, well, at least that's the Acela has now been ticked off. Won't be rushing back to that one on this route. And we only arrived 6 minutes early. Yeah, I think the bit that does it is the audio. Audio plays a big part in the Train Sim World experience to me. If the train's got some motor noise going on, or you hear the points and stuff, it creates that sense of life. I was watching your OMSI video. You turned off when I was moaning about people getting on the bus at the front and the back. Well, thanks, McBone. At least you started watching it. I love the honesty of McBone. Yeah, I didn't watch that. Thought it was crap. Okay, cheers. Main menu. You thought the East Coast line was boring until I saw this. It's just that, again, it's that... have I ever done Boston Sprinter? I must have done Boston Sprinter when it first came out. Wasn't that a low speed one? I remember that starting out like just outside of a city. And that's just being one of those low speed things. Right. We've done the Acela, we've done the M7, we've done the M3, we've done the M8. Let's see if we can do this, which comes from Stamford. Operates Northeast regional service from Penn Station to Stamford. That's going from Penn. Hang on, what's the ALP then? Dead train. Why would you have a dead... Operate this football extra from Penn Station to Stamford. Okay. So is that it? One passenger service? Then you've got the cab car, which is the other end. Oh, I see. One's going one way, one's going the other way. And then you've got freight train. Right, okay. We'll see if we can do a bit of this. We'll check and see if it stops first and it isn't just going to be a non-stop run. We could always just... No one's going to get this far on YouTube, are they? So what we could do is just... We could do another M8 service. Because at the beginning I said we're going to do services that aren't the M8. No one will get this far. They won't know. I would unlock the doors. Okay. Stopping at New Rochelle and Stamford. Okay. Browser handle forward. Automatic brake, handle off, brake mode, trail. Passenger. Independent brake release. Stick light is off. Okay. Brakes making some hissing. So right, what we'll do is let's take this as far as New Rochelle and then we'll do an M8 service just to finish things off. No, I did say something else. You heard correctly. It was like, what? Did he just... No, he didn't. Did he? Did he just... We'll see if we can get this thing going when it comes to going. So I think I quite like the M3 and the M7 routes. They're all right. 2 stops. I think the M8 is the interesting one for this. These just add a bit of its life, Jim, but not as we know it. That was doors. Right, 16 miles to New Rochelle. I'm going to get traction. That's a noise. least we're getting some noise going on. Cab light, MCB. Have we got a light switch? There we go. Oh, we got clear 125. Please, that's not our speed limit, surely. This thing where we're doing no sorts of speeds. See, at least we got some audio now. Rather than just sitting in complete silence in the Acela. Good for a passenger. I'm not turning on safety systems. No, 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 no. There's something else in the tunnel next to me. Right, there we go. That made noise. Right, out we go then. It's definitely concerning when you see the lights like that. Is that a red? Right, 15 miles, 45 coming up. That went quiet. It's many feet. Michael, thank you very much for that. Gary, if you're watching, still watching, gonna watch, maybe watch. If you're alive, if you're a human, not a bot, you now haven't got to watch adverts. You saw stream the other day, we had the next signal as a big colour blob in the middle of the screen. Yeah, you can do that in like Thomas Tank Engine styling. I quite like the minimalist overlay that I've got going on to stop you running reds. I don't run reds. I'm a professional, remember. You know, you could just be more professional and just turn it all off. No, not happening. I'll turn the stream off. I could. Right. So you got a 45, then a 60, then a 45, then a 60, then a 45, then a 60. So I think 45s and 60s are the theme coming up. See, why can we now hear the points, yet before we couldn't? At least it's got a bit of life to it. That a bit of 45-60, 45-60 thing going on there, as we are crossing the Twacks. I know it's a different train, you dimwit. You can look, it's a different train. You can tell that by the fact that it's not the same train. Even I'm not that stupid. That's probably a better thumbnail. Right. Debatable. Or was it you called me at the very beginning of the stream? Can I just remind you of that? Does Steve know this is a different train to earlier yet? Yes, because it's not pointy. The other one was pointy. This one, not pointy. There's the roundy one we were in earlier, right? There's a flatty fronty thing with the roundy corners. That's different. There's the flatty fronty thing with the sharp corners. That's different. And there's the flatty fronty thing that's red. See, there's different trains. They all look different. He knows all the technical terms. This is the train that isn't pointy. This is a non-pointy one. We were in the pointy one. You agreed with me. Don't do that. That's dangerous. No. Never agree with me. You've used those terms elsewhere before. This is the point. No. Oh, look, it's pointy. Alright, so go up on that bridge. The bridge thing. The big bridge thing. Yeah, so we'll take this as far as New Rochelle. And then I think we'll end with an M8 service. Because I can't see me coming back to this route for a while yet. I need a new bed. My spare room's got a single bed in it. And it's a big room. And the single bed, I want to get rid of the sofa that's in there. And my bed frame's fine. So I think I want to get a new bed. Right, over the bridge. See, this you'd think, if it's a main line going in and out of New York Penn, that we'd see other trains on here. And I wonder if it's because this only exists on this version of this route, which is why there's nothing else on this. At least this is a bit more bouncy as well. It's quite an impressive bridge. Does this bridge actually look like this in real life? I can't get far enough away. Go over there and tell us. Well, do that thing like map men do. I'll just get up, go to Heathrow, get on a flight to New York, come out here, take a picture of the bridge, come back and go, yep, it does. It's my weekend sorted. So apart from walking across the Brooklyn Bridge, maybe going on the High Line, not interested in Times Square, not interested in the Empire State Building, not interested in the Twin Towers, not interested in Central Park. So it's a case of into New York and out of New York. Brooklyn Bridge, High Line, get the hell out of there. Yeah, not a single train on this bridge. So I reckon this hasn't been implemented in any other route. They're avoiding me. Understandable. Oh, hang on. I thought I was with that Dutch train for a minute. I thought, what's that doing here? Freight train. Is it a long one? That's quite a lengthy one. Oh, I was reckon that's just parked there then.
"65 mods, how have you coped but been a pleasure part of this wonderful community? Thank you, Steve."
Creep. Thank you, Nico. 65 months indeed. Creep. Right, 8.2 miles to New Rochelle. So we'll get back round to New Rochelle, and then we'll see if we can do something in the M8 just to finish it off. And then I think we're pretty much done with this route for a while. See? So that's Pat and Connor this evening. Pat's met me. Specsavers will be busy. I need to get my eyes tested. One of the many things on my list. What have you done to these people? Brainwashing. It's definitely a quiet bit of the line, this, isn't it? There's nothing going on. Yeah, I paid Ed. I paid Ed for his farming the other day. Was he grateful? No. Was that in a public room? I can't remember if it was in a public room. That was Sunday night, I think it was. Can you get paid? You haven't been around long enough. Ed's been around for 10 years. I was in the farming room, was it? Yeah, this is definitely a very underused part of this route. So this is the bit. So we're here. So here's Grand Central, and there's New York Penn. So we're on this odd bit because the normal stuff comes in and comes round here and goes down to Grand Central. So we're on this really quiet bit now between the two. There was some anger about cotton or something. I wasn't really paying attention. Ed doesn't watch these streams. Ed will be on farming on Sunday lunchtime with us. Hello! Yeah, it's definitely the boring bit of the route. We will finish off by jumping in an M8. And then, say, tomorrow night, diesel action in various HSTs on the Riviera Line and Great Western Express. I think there's 7 liveries as part of the HST farewell tour. See if we can do a few of them. So I think we'll start at Paddington, do Reading, and then we'll go down to the Riviera Line. Is one of the liveries Hornby? I'm guessing one of them's at the Railway Museum. Or is the one at the Railway Museum? Use the window wipers. Well, they're not doing anything, are they? Wiper off. Wiper intermittent. Hi, Mrs. Nico. Right, over the bridge. Slightly speeding, it's fine. 3 miles. 3 coins in a fountain, each one bringing happiness. Don't know where that came from. Yeah, so the other train is just empty stock moves. Well, there's one football special, which is basically, I think, going to be a non-stop run from Penn to Stamford, and we've done that. So we will finish off with an M8, I think, when we get to New Rochelle. Got a bit of work saying about, oh, I did rump steak last night on the barbecue. I said, shows that the other half live, innit? I can't afford rump steak, so I have pasta. I've been doing something wrong in my life, and I need to find me a rich man. If I find a rich man, da 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 da. Right, 190, 80, or 70, 100. Then a 45. They like their fluctuating speed limits, don't they? Maybe look outside of Swindon for one of them. No. I've been in relationships with people long distance. One in Birmingham, one from near London. Right. Our stop is on the map. So 70, 100. Said last time I had McDonald's was in, was it Belgium? Somewhere Was abroad. Netherlands, yeah. In that service station on the way back. I don't know if we're actually in Belgium or in the Netherlands still. You saw there's a Farewell HST pack coming to Train Sim. There is, and I'm streaming it tomorrow night. I have it. I've used it. There are 7 trains, some scenarios, some extra timetable services.
This station is New Russia. As you leave the train, please watch the gap between the train and the platform.
Well, I didn't expect an announcement. Braking.
This station is New Rochelle. This is the train to Boston South Station. The next station is Stanford.
Right, doors unlocked. Alright, we'll watch this leave, and then we'll go back and do an M8 service. Are you going to leave? Unless I was early, when it's now got to sit there for 10 minutes. In that case, we won't sit here and wait for it to leave. God, this is reminding me of my 10-minute train watch. I'm getting moist. I should shut up, shouldn't I was 5 minutes early. Oh, sod that then. Right, we go back to the main menu. Would that work as a stream? The 10-minute train watch. I don't know if it would. I don't think there's a busy enough. Well, actually, I think there's one of the stations where I think it could work. Right. Yeah, tomorrow night. Where are we? Various liveries from the HST Farewell Tour we will be showing off tomorrow night on the Riviera line and on the Great Western Express as well. That one. Yeah. So yeah, a few liveries from the Farewell Tour. One with a vinyl logo. I don't know what difference is there. So yeah, that's tomorrow night. Anyway, we haven't finished this one yet. So we'll finish off for the time being then on this route. We'll do a bit of a run from Grand Central to Stamford. We'll take it a few stops up the line for 20 minutes. See how far we can get. Looking forward to that. Not sure there's an update on it yet, or do it all. No. Yeah, there's still a few lines that I haven't obviously done. I've done one American one. I haven't found the right German one yet. I want to do a German one, but I haven't found the right one yet. There's another five to come. I think 4 to come. Right, so this is going Harlem 125th, Fordham. What time do we leave here? 7:09. Harlem, Fordham, Mount Vernon. Nice guy. We'll probably get as far as Mount Vernon then. Yeah, I hadn't thought about the like Northern Transpennine and stuff like that. Haven't we looked at those? Things I'm trying to. Today's 10-minute train watch was a quiet one. There's one more quiet one coming. I've done so many where I've got like 7 or 8 minutes in and nothing's happened. Even though I try and look at the expected trains and try and work out a time, it's difficult because you know what trains are expected, but you don't know what's going to pass through. So even if I think, oh, it's going to be a couple of stopping services, if that's all there is, then you're not going to see anything. I know it's only 10, which is why I think 10 minutes works. On a quiet one, 10 minutes is enough. There are a couple of busy ones coming up. But yeah, I'm enjoying doing them. If it starts dying off on YouTube, then I'll stop. But yeah, at the moment, I'm enjoying doing them. I actually quite enjoy just sitting here watching the trains myself. It's not like I'm pressing record and sodding off for 10 minutes.
Train to New Canaan. The next station is Harlem 125th Street.
I didn't charge my brakes. There we go. I think they do it automatically, wouldn't you? Right, let's go. I really like this train. I need to look at that City Transport Sim. Is that tomorrow that releases? So I wonder if that, because it's only like a 500 megabyte install or something it says for me. So I wonder if it will just install the full game for me tomorrow. I think it's just an update. They've just, that was today. I wonder if it's just an update and it's not a full game. Right, I have got a mod installed which shuts up the alarm for this. It makes it so much better. No, I've never bought it. I got City Transport Sim because that used to be part of Dovetail, and then it changed to another company, I think, or was it Astragon? Anyway, so I had the original City Transport Sim. And I've never bought the 26. It just appeared in my library. It's not a small update, it's a major free upgrade. There you go. Previous owners introduced a brand new feature including fully dynamic weather, seasonal changes, and update. There you go. So if you had City Transport Sim, you basically get City Transport Sim 2026. I think what it is it calls itself City Transport Sim 2026. When you launch that, it loads up City Transport Sim. Because the install was tiny. So I think the small install is just new menu system or whatever. So yeah, I don't know if there's much of a change, if it warrants me covering it. Probably not. I think we've got enough going on at the moment. I could do it as my letter C in my going through my games that I haven't played in a while series for YouTube only. So subscribe on YouTube. Shove your thumb up and ring a bell. You don't have a bell. I bet you do on your phone as a ringtone. Ring that. Shove a thumb where now? Up. Right, Harlem. Ding dong. Hang on, I can do a... I can do that incredibly loudly.
Beedo, 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 bee.
Or do that. Or if you've been around a while... Ducky was a character. He did have a bit of humour, did our ex-comrade. Oh, hang on. Yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Simpsons Tough Travel Service going to somewhere. Our next station stop is going to be Harlem 125th Street. And then we're going to Mount Vernon. They're waiting for me, waiting to get mounted. So Harlem 125th Street, and then I'm going to go Mount Vernon. Thank you. If you're on PC and you've got this route, I can highly recommend sticking in the mod from the mod place, Train Sim Community, that disables the alarm in this train. It makes it so much nicer. Useful I am. Oh, Nigel's off on the train. This is the age of the train. He was quick enough with the mute button. Oh, hang on, so if I just do this. Michael then mutes the stream. You're off on a train as well? Everyone's going off on a train on Saturday. Should too. Yeah, I should do a lot of things. Nowhere to go. The point is just going somewhere for the sake of going somewhere. I need a purpose. Oh, Jesus.
Hi, Steve.
Oh, another stranger that's returned after a hiatus. Welcome back, Katie. People come, people go. Go to Reading. Why would I, of all the places to go, why would I go to Reading?
Station is Harlem 125th Street. As you leave the train, please watch the gap between the train and the platform.
That means Tiger's going into Landon. Paddington hunting 4 in a day. Ooh. does that mean we get peace from Tiger on Saturday night then? Thank God for that.
This station is part of 125th Street. This is the train to New Canaan. The next station is Fordham.
You're on the cross country from Reading. Of course, yeah, forget the cross countries go down to Reading. It's a good, you don't have to go into London. It's quite a good change hub, isn't it? Rather than going into London and back out again. So yeah, we're going to take this to Mount Vernon. I'm not sure how Vernon feels about that, but we're going to do it anyway. And then we will end. Our time, it will be over. Not a problem, Kerry. You haven't got to explain. Hopefully everything becomes all right. And you come out of whatever it is the other side. Does Vernon consent? Vernon wants tea. Right, Fordham.
This is the train to New Canaan. The next station is Fordham.
Tiger. Yeah, I do. I really like this route. If this is the standard, and Medway Valley is the standard of routes that we're going to be getting this year, and going forward, then, well, bring it on. Because they are getting better. The announcements make a difference. The physics make a difference. The length of the routes and number of stops. I think the people are putting a lot of thought and effort into these trains. I'm really looking forward to the Tadami line. I'm looking forward to the continuation of the West Coast Main Line, even though it's going to be set in blue diesel era. Not a fan. So, you know, if someone does a modern timetable for that, I'll be up for that. Things can only get better. We got the Portuguese route coming. Got some more German stuff coming. More freight stuff coming. More American freight. Console use is unimpressive Medway. No, because of layering. I think they need to drop the old consoles personally. I think its console market's big. There's a lot of people that play this on console. Our ex-comrade used to play a lot on console and would switch between both. He'd sometimes, you know, for ease, although, you know, Xbox controller on PC was fine, but I get the fact that just turning on a console, grabbing a controller, sitting on your sofa is just easy. I think if I wasn't doing the streaming of this and I had an interest in this, I could see me, just for the driving of the trains, playing it on console, I'd be happy. But unless you knew you were missing out on stuff, you wouldn't know you're missing out on stuff. My problem is now I couldn't go and play it on console because of all the stuff I'm used to on PC. Right, 2.8 miles to Fordham, then we'll go Mount Vernon. Yep. I have dog mode. I've got to remember to enable my key switch commands tomorrow night, because when I tested the HST pack the other day, it doesn't work with my rail driver, so I can't use throttles. So it's going to be good old keys for me tomorrow. Oh, we seem to be really close to this wall. I'm like, cringe. Yeah, car keys. There is a rail cam coming from Harlem at night. House keys? Well, house key. Or key, yeah. What have you got a key to your key? Right, shortly arriving at Fordham. And then we will Mount Vernon. So you have a key to 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 a key for your house? No. Guy I follow on YouTube just fitted smart keys or smart locks to his house, so you can unlock it with an app, you can unlock it with a, obviously you're putting in a combination, or you can unlock it with your thumb. I don't know how, even though I like technology, I don't know if I trust that. I'd rather just put a key in the door. Well, I'm guessing it's because it's all linked to the alarm system as well.
This station is Fordham. This is the train to New Canaan. The next station is Mount Vernon East.
Right, the next station is Mount Vernon. Where we will Mount Vernon. I know I've got to close the doors. Right, 4.6 miles then to Mount Vernon. It's worth the trip. I've never ridden a horse.
This is the train to New Canaan. The next station is Mount Vernon East.
Been on a donkey at Weston-super-Mare. Does that count? Oh. No, never had an interest in riding a horse. Definitely a busy old route, this one. It is good. I hope we continue to get more busy routes. more mainline stations. Hopefully they continue to develop the routes coming out of this. You know, give us more of the lines that come out of Grand Central. Or out of New York Penn. Be interesting to see. Well, we've only got about 4 months to go till we hear about the next version of Train Sim World. Whatever it may be. Yeah, well, that's where the Long Island Railroad commuter was good, wasn't it? Because then you got the extension to it. I think adding extensions onto this will be good. Oh God, here we go. Grand Central Terminal in New York primarily serves Metro North Railroad commuter lines connecting Manhattan to the northeast suburbs and Connecticut. 3 main lines are Hudson, Harlem and New Haven lines, which facilitate daily commuting points to and from the city, including Croton, Harmon, White Plains and Stamford. So White Plains is on the Harlem line, Stamford's on this line, so the Croton Harmon must be another line then. Obviously you've got all the Amtrak stuff, like, that comes out of New York. It's like all the cross-country stuff as well. So yeah, I'm never a fan of the American stuff. I really like these commuter lines. Long Island Railroad commuter is good. This is good. If we get more like this, not a fan of like Boston Sprinter. Although I know we've got some American freight coming up that I'll have to look at. But I might just do that in a video. Croton Harmon is station of Cape between the Metro. Oh, it's on Metro North. Ooh, well, this is Metro North. Unless there's an extra bit to this, then. It'd almost be interesting to look at a map and see where that is, or what the line, where the lines are. Because I wonder if we ever did this, then would be interested then in doing more. Right, 9,000 feet to Mount Vernon. And I will leave you all in peace. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't mean on this. I mean in real life, to see how the routes, so what we were missing on this route compared to the other one. It's on Classic though. That could be interesting. The thing is, more and more of me is now. We don't get many releases now for Classic. I think because they realise the focus is this. Right, 5,000 feet. Oh God, Jesus Christ. I would say I've missed you, Michael. Bloody hell, you make my life difficult. Yeah. See, New York subway would be interesting in this as well, because the only underground we've had so far is the Bakerloo line. I think another sort of subway line would be quite cool to have. Obviously, we've got New York subway coming in some sort of form in Metro Rivals, which is out soon. Fine. Right, we're arriving at Mount Vernon.
This station is Mount Vernon East. This is the train to New Canaan. The next station is Pelham.
It is Mount Vernon East. Right, so we can go to here, we can relinquish the service, and we'll let the AI take over, and we're going to stand up here and watch it leave, and then we will end. If it leaves. Train. It's still there. It seems to be still there. Oh, there we go. Nigel, that you lot do exactly the same to me. You lot get me through the tough days, and I genuinely do look forward to the streams every single evening, apart from the ones I'm in with Pat, obviously. It's a highlight of my day, and if I can give some sort of no, I'm not going to use that word. Some sort of something to look forward to by doing these things, then yeah, that makes it worthwhile for me as well. Tomorrow night, the Great Western Express and Riviera Line trips in the Class 43, so the HST Farewell Tour. That's tomorrow night, so doing some trips in those, on both those lines. Next week, no idea. It will be something, I'm sure. Thursday night, we've got some Contractville. Friday night is... What the feck is Friday night? Oh, Ships at Sea. Saturday night is Bingo. Sunday lunchtime, back on the farm, and then more things back next week. So there we go. Thank you very much to you lot then for keeping me company and each other company throughout that one, because that's what it's all about. And to these people as well. That button. I've changed the symbols on my Stream Deck and it's confusing me. So thanks to Lost One Playing for following, Michael, Round Knight, Liam, Gary, Nico and Kerry for resubscribing. One of those thanks to a gift. Thank you, Michael. Sim for the bit, and the moderation team for doing, well, nothing. Nico even gave up and left. Thanks, Nico. There we go. I will be back tomorrow night with more trains in the HST, having fun with diseasels. Until then, if you have been, thanks very much for watching.